Buongiorno e benvenuti alla classe di italiano, l'autunno 2023. So welcome to Italian 1 at Los Angeles Mission College the light is a little intense, in fall 2023. And this is just a little welcome video to send before the semester actually begins to ease your fears or any anxiety you may have, and to get you ready for the start of the semester, which is in a few days. So, allora. So my name is Annette Muñiz Gracia, and I've been teaching languages for a while, since a month before I was legally able to drink in the United States. So, and I teach mostly Italian, but also German, Spanish, and whatever the departments need. Um, and let me just give you a little, okay, share the screen to show you what you may find. Okay, I did send, oh, wait a moment. This is not it. Okay, little blooper. So I'm sending also an email with a lot of information. And yes, my emails tend to be long, but because the class meets asynchronously, meaning the meetings are not required. So I may have some people who always come to the meetings and others who do not. I have to put a lot of information into my emails. So please read them. I know that they may be a little longer than what you're used to, but if you keep track of them, everybody will be fine and not wondering what needs to be done for class. So you will see in Canvas. Canvas is open, by the way, and you can access it already. So things like this, right? I always include a list of material and maybe some of the activities that we'll be doing. This is for the first unit. The home page, which is what you see when you first log in, is well, welcome. And I'm going to post this video I'm recording right now here. So for now, you just had previous ones. The information is very similar, but of course, I mentioned in my email the differences. Like this class used to be a 5-week, very intensive class. And this class probably had asynchronous required meetings. Your class does not have required some meetings, but they are very helpful. So I encourage everybody who is able to make it to please show up and participate, because if you keep track of that, then everything else that we do in the class will seem very easy in comparison. And also it does help you with time, because some of the activities that everybody needs to complete, we may do one or two during each class meeting. And if you do it live, then you can save some time. If it's not a cuaderno grammar, right? If it's a communicative activity, you may be able to get credit for some of them if you are in the live meeting. So you have information that I sent already and things like this recommended. And you see that if we don't have, since the meetings are not required, I still give you a little bit of a timeline. But like I mentioned in the email, if you have things that are due on weekends, like Friday or anything like that, it doesn't mean that you have to do something on a Saturday or Sunday. You can do it on Thursday or Friday. But sometimes it's like a guideline to make it more manageable, so that is not a lot of time. Because if you don't do activities on almost every day, then it's going to take longer if you work only on 3 or 4 days a week instead of 5. And but again, you don't have to work every single day on these classes. It's just to make it more amenable. So also another thing that people ask is, where do I find the syllabus, which I am also going to be emailing when it gets closer to the starting day, like the night before classes begin or the semester begins, since this is not a synchronous course. So I will be sending that on Sunday. I'm hoping most students who are taking the class get that email. Like if anybody adds late, you just let me know and I will send you the materials separately. So if you go to moduli, and yes, this is in Italian, but most of it, like annuncio, of course, announcement, moduli, modules, right? Quiz is quiz. The two things that are relevant to you guys that are a little different is compiti. This means homework in plural. Un compito, due compiti, right? So assignments. And then voti means grades or notas in Spanish, right? grades are here, right? But right now you are not going to have anything when before the class starts. But Compiti, you may see already some of them with dates. Another thing that I mentioned in my email is please do not do anything that does not have a due date. Sometimes I do have additional assignments as for reference or for people who may like some additional practice. But things that are required will have a due date. And sometimes you may not see a due date up until like 1 or 2 weeks before they are due. Each module, by the way, we have every unit takes 2 weeks. So sometimes I keep the rest hidden because I don't want people to start doing assignments on work that we have not completed yet, right? If you don't have the theory, I don't want you to start the practice yet. Otherwise, you may get ahead of yourself and it's going to be very difficult or more difficult than usual. And unless you have a trip coming up and you want to do some work before, in that case, let me know and I will be happy to work something out with you. But if you go here to modules, and you'll see that in my instructor view, I can see everything, even the things that are still hidden, right? This is hidden, like the fifth unit. So you see we have 6 units and each one of them takes about 2 weeks. And then we have a review of the semester. And the week before the last week, before finals, is oral presentations and review and so on. And we do have some holidays. So this is all factored in. So the first unit is the one that you are going to see already. This should be already seen here. And you can find, and I will link it elsewhere, but I just uploaded. Oh no, this is autunno. Wait a moment. Oh no, this is 2022. That's why it's hidden. You have your syllabus here as well. Autunno means fall. So this is here. And also another resource that you can find is the Cuaderno by the illustrious Giovanni Trombetta. And this is the reason why is you can take this class without having to spend on a textbook, because I have a lot of different materials here and we are relying a lot on this. This is the complete version of it, right? Let me open it here. And but you can also order a printed copy at cost. It's like less than $10. It's a great deal from the bookstore, and they will even mail it to your house, so you don't have to go there. So this is again all the pages are here, but I also, and with Professor Strombetta's say blessing, or if I show you this quiz, no quiz, compiti, sorry, let me show you something. The way that I make it also a little easier for you guys is if a ver, ese homework. Okay, so let me see this. If I open this, I copied and pasted pages of the Cuaderno here, right? So this is, and I tell you where to find them if you have the printed one. So it doesn't matter how you submit homework as long as you do the work, right? So I get people who just take a blank sheet of paper and write them by hand, and then they upload a photo. Or I have people who just copy and paste this and then just type in the answer, right? Um, or I have people who even type on this. I think with an iPad, they have a little stylus pen and they can write directly on them and then just submit it. And I don't know how they do it, but it looks really cool. And that's also appropriate. So any way that you submit, as long as you do submit it, is fine. So, and I give you some examples here, and so people can just reply to this, and with and again, you have the paper version as well. You can do it any way you want. Some people actually like the paper version because if they're like waiting someplace, they just put it out and start doing it, and they don't have to rely on an internet connection or computer. But other people are really good with technology and have access to it, no problem. And they even do it on their tablet, or well, I have some people do some homework on their phones, but this is so small. I wouldn't recommend doing this particular one on the phones. If you're doing other things like Quizlet or GameKit, yes, that is more appropriate. Um, but again, this is for the written cuaderno homework, which is a big part of the grammar one. So, but let me go here. So, and you find everything in the modules. Again, modules go by unit. So first unit, then you have second unit. Again, this is not open yet. And then third unit and so on. And again, the reason why it's not open is because I don't want people like starting to do like this on the first week of class. Because I had somebody in my Italian 2 class trying to do some of the last homework or assignments, and we had not gone through that, and he was having trouble and submitted like 5 times with lots of errors. But once we got into that unit, he did it once and it was like this. Anyway, so that's all that I wanted to say. We are going to have some, again, not required meetings, right? Not required. And that's why I also ask you to do the SurveyMonkey. I already had 7 people reply to the SurveyMonkey as of Thursday at 11 in the morning, which is when I'm recording this. And I hope to have some more before I send you the finalized meeting times on Sunday. I hope to have that ready on Sunday already, or maybe even Saturday. Uh, Heads up, probably it's going to be at least one evening meeting time, and that's also been requested in the answers that I got so far. And the second meeting is yet to be determined, right? It could be, well, we have a finalist or weekday mornings, weekday afternoons, and another evening meeting. So we'll see about that one. Allora, I am looking forward to meeting all of you, either in recording or in any capacity, and working with you this semester to help you learn the beautiful Italian language. Okay, bene. Let me stop the share. I'll stop share. Allora, grazie e ci vediamo.